Riders, fans, A1 never disappoints. For some, it does disappoint. And unfortunately for Forkner, he ended up on the ground hard. And in this video, we're going to talk about it. Was it his fault? Was it the track's fault? What could have been different? Let's break it down. So let's watch it first, and then I will analyze. Forkner's this number 55 right here. Boom. I think he might have broke his ankle. I think it's something to do with his knee, something to do with potentially that ankle. So slowing it down even further, we can see this number 55. What happens right here on the start? Well, you've got RJ, who even on the podium said that, hey, he had some mishaps.
I kind of got tangled up off the start a bit.
On the start, you can see the grid is the same for everybody. That's why I don't like the metal gate. I think if they got rid of the metal gate, it really makes your whole gate position worthwhile. It's the rut after the fact, and we can see RJ is completely out of the rut with his front wheel. Like, he's lean over towards Forkner, and then Forkner is getting ready to lean onto RJ. So if we keep going, they're completely out of the ruts with their front wheels, which makes sense because everybody's wheel is off the ground because of how much traction they have on those damn metal gates. However, you can see that Forkner has the elbow and the handlebar on RJ. So for this, he just needs to have a little bit more weight and keep leaning on him, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But he ends up giving up the position to RJ and leaning back over. And that's what fucked him up right here, is RJ stayed in it, and Forkner decided to ease up, and he goes right over to his teammate McAdoo, which, again, this is where I'm kind of leaning on Forkner, that, hey, if he would have just held it pinned and held it through there, he had the elbow on RJ. RJ would have ended up doing the same thing that he did with hitting the back wheel of Cameron's bike. So how does it end up? So now he's going the opposite direction with this split start, because you've got this 90-degree corner coming over here, and he's leaning towards the right while everybody else is leaning towards the left, which just equals mayhem. And boom, what happens to him? He gets caught up. He's hitting his teammate's rear wheel. It's over for him. And because his body is not in balance, well, he can't leave it pinned and try to hold it up to save it, because when in doubt, you got to pin it. So he lets off, that bike snags, and he catapults. This was incredibly difficult to watch, because normally you don't see a rider on the start eject forward on the motorcycle as much as he did. Usually you see him sideways or backwards, get run over, not be doing 55 miles an hour in front of the motorcycle. And this is the guy that had the fastest qualifier. This is the guy that was set up in my only pick to beat Jet. I sure hope that it's not a broken ankle or a broken fib right there. Maybe the tibia plateau. Ooh. But judging by how he was screaming in the Asterisk Medical unit, this isn't looking good. And we'll see another view of it right here. And this might be right here where he dabs. That might be where the tibia plateau or the ankle is really messed up. Boom. So I wish him the best, and man, this was a gnarly track. But let me know in the comments below. I know it's late, and make sure you watch the live streams every Friday, because we talked about this stuff and talked about the guys that we were thinking that were going to do well. Cooksey almost even called it that Mookie was going to win. But until next time, keep it WFO. Bro.